So, as most of you guys know, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, and
Are you?
just this past week we got another Direct, just out of the blue. They announced it, and then the next day it happened. So I know Chris probably can't contribute a ton.
Wow, you pick a topic on his first one ever where he can't contribute at all. I'm so
But
sorry.
Dan-
he can contribute.
Yeah, but
because
Dan
he's
will-
played games.
Yeah,
That's true.
But like he hasn't seen it, so we'll
Yeah.
have to kind of fill
I
him
feel
in.
like
I mean, you didn't
Chris-
miss that
but-
much.
Right.
So.
I feel like Chris's video game knowledge is the equivalent to my mom, where like everything was the Nintendo no matter what. It's like turn off the Nintendo.
I
as
don't
I'm
think
playing
so.
PS4.
Because Chris plays a lot of games.
Plays a lot of
Chris is a gamer.
Yeah,
I
Chris is
I
a
have to
gamer.
throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
I feel like at that point you're more of that than he is, Jordan.
What do you mean? I play video games for a living.
You play 2 games.
Minecraft and Sea of Thieves.
But yeah, so
Truth.
I don't like this.
So for my
Let's
top-
move on.
for my topic, just kind of what are your guys' thoughts on the Direct, and we'll kind of run down what all happened, what all was announced. But yeah, kind of overall, what are your thoughts? And then we'll get
Okay,
into
so
the
you're
breakdown.
gonna have to fill me in a bit. I do know of a few things. I am super excited for Switch Sports. I think that's gonna be super fun, remaking Wii Sports like that. Like that's just gonna be fun for me. I'm excited. I want to bowl again. And then also the Mario Kart DLC, 48 tracks coming over the next 2 years. Like that's huge.
Yep.
And I'm super pumped for that. I
Yeah.
want to see this. I want to play these.
Yeah.
And they're bringing back old tracks from like past games. Is it all old tracks? Are they gonna have any new ones?
Well, it's all like remastered stuff.
Well, yeah, so
it's
there's
all
no-
previous tracks.
There's no new
There's
ones then.
technically new ones in the sense of like they have the mobile game tracks they're bringing over too.
yeah,
Um,
they have the
so those are brand new.
the DS stuff and all that stuff, but
Okay.
Yeah. So
they're all the same tracks, just remade.
yeah,
Gotcha.
so-
I'm excited.
yeah, I'm excited too.
But
Dan?
those are the only 2 things about the Direct that I actually know.
Okay, so we'll talk more about what else was there, but no, those are 2 big ones for sure. Dan, what about you? Because we watched it together. So.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I wasn't blown away by anything, but I never am with Nintendo. That's just kind
Yeah.
of my thoughts on the thing.
That's just typical Nintendo for you.
Yeah, they never do anything that hits all the checks all the boxes for me. So,
What do you think about
I know you're a huge Earthbound guy.
Oh, we'll
so
get into that. I'm super pumped about that.
You're overly hyped about that one. You and Trevor were pretty hyped about Strikers.
Yes, which we'll talk about too. I have a lot of thoughts on that. That's gonna be awesome.
What was it? Kirby and I don't remember what else.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and then what are some other big ones? I mean Splatoon 3. They showed some stuff for,
Sure.
which I'm excited for that. 'cause I
I've
like
never
Splatoon.
played Splatoon before.
Oh, it's a great shooter. Great online shooter.
I feel like great shooters and Nintendo usually
Don't
don't
go
go
together.
hand in
No,
hand.
this one is like such. It's so innovative for the shooter genre, and it's really fun.
What's it like?
So it's basically.
It's not.
You shoot paint.
You
at
shoot,
people.
but it's not really a shooter.
No, you're
It's like
covering them in paint.
objective almost,
It is objective based, but it is so.
which is fine. That's different. But
the whole point of the game is you're an inkling is what it's called. It's like an ink squid kid. You can
you're a squid human hybrid thing.
yeah squid. It's like
You're not even a human hybrid, but you
Yeah.
take on the shape.
You're,
Interesting.
you're Squidward.
so.
I'm
What happens
Squidward.
is
Minus
like
the nose.
the whole premise is like each team has their color, and the point is like their gun fires paint, and it splatters onto the field. And to win the game, you have to have your color the most on the field, and you can like shoot the other team, and it like can kill them, and like you just want to get as much paint as you can on the field and win. And so it started off as just kind of this weird offshoot Wii game.
Honestly,
game.
that's a game you could totally play and stream.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And so yeah, it started off this kind of this offshoot thing Nintendo was trying with the Wii U, and it got this huge following. And then the Switch came out, and they announced 2, and now it's become just kind of a Nintendo franchise, honestly. Like, it's just... the story is actually pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of lore to the world. Like, it is kind of just like... The whole world of it is like it's a post-apocalyptic world where, like, humans have died off, and, like...
Squid have taken
like,
their place.
Well, it's yeah, pretty much. It's like the sea life has evolved to like sentience and like become humanoid.
I just love the thought of of like squids coming out of the ocean with guns and just taking over things now.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
all I can
really
think of.
it's a really cool, innovative
I think
game.
that comment's for you.
So I saw that.
And-
Are you so like staying to topic here? Are you more into like arcade shooters or more into like I guess simulated, like realistic shooters?
I mean, I like both. I think I
what have you played?
like so. For example, like I think simulator. I think of like Battlefield. I'd probably say.
Which the new Battlefield game
Which
is
new one?
trash.
New one. I want to
Honestly,
say.
I think they all are.
But
Okay, Battlefield 3 was awesome.
but like I say that like Battlefield like simulator is, and then like Call of Duty is more arcade.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Have you ever
saying.
tried Insurgents Desert Storm?
No.
I mean, that is like straight up like if you take one shot, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's one
yeah.
of those, and like I mean,
Yeah.
like you
If
have
you
to
want a realistic
you
shooter,
have to
play
strategically
Tarkov.
go around and
yeah, I don't
it's-
think I do lean towards the more arcadey ones, like your Call of Duties, your
yeah.
stuff like that. But
Rainbow Six Siege, I've actually liked quite a bit.
Siege is good. I like
Dude,
that game.
I cannot stand Rainbow Six Siege.
I haven't minded it.
It is awesome.
That entire game is basically just people shooting a hole in a wall.
It's
that's like
strategy based.
That's 3 bullets wide, and they will
You
sit
gotta
there
be actually
and they
think about
will
it.
watch
You gotta
that
be good.
one hole in the wall. And as soon as the pixel changes colors, they shoot and you're dead.
If you want a realistic shooter, it's a looter shooter, but play Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, I've heard that's good too.
I heard really good things about that. Yeah,
If I had a PC, I'd play that entirely too much.
yeah.
Um,
A lot of actually, Tom was playing that Thursday night.
It's
even.
a sick game. I watch people play it all the time, but also you will rage.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, that's what I've
That,
heard.
that's kind of part of gaming, though, isn't it?
yeah, but this one probably more than others.
Okay.
But when it comes to like back to Splatoon, like it's a very different shooter. Like it is arcadey. It's definitely not realistic. Like your Escape
Yeah.
from
I mean, it's
Tarkov.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
But it's
Good point.
it's very innovative. It does a lot. Like it's like a very different shooter. The online's amazing. Like you can hop in and get a match done in a few minutes, and it's really for Nintendo especially. The online's really really good. The story's great.
It's simple.
It's yeah.
It's very simple.
So I'm excited for 3. I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do differently than 2, because I think they kind of need to do some stuff where it's worth the whole number.
So you've
Chris
too much.
apologizes for anyone wearing headphones.
I am so sorry.
Because like
I'm just gonna.
Okay,
yeah.
don't slide up because he's gonna pick up everything.
We're just gonna.
Just
Technically, it's his first time at the table.
I'm
I
sorry.
know,
He's a
I know,
newbie.
cut him
but
some slack.
it's microphone etiquette. Like,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what?
Just
Dan, don't you dare start.
I may or may not have started the stream like that.
I hate
Are
you.
you serious?
I hate
Why,
you.
why are you giving me crap if you've
No,
done the exact same?
I just
I
did it again.
I literally did it when you
Oh,
were yelling at
man.
Chris. I was going over here like this, like just rubbing. But
I hate you.
yeah. So
We love you.
getting back on topic. My thing is, I'm curious to see what they do differently in that game to where it's warranted a sequel, like not just DLC.
I feel that about a lot of Nintendo games. I know I'm very harsh. It always seems like I crap on Nintendo,
What you do?
but I think I'm realistic. I think I'm very realistic.
Believe it or not,
I'm
I actually agree with a lot of your takes on Nintendo.
like
what
I'm not
games?
trying. I like their IPs and stuff. I like their culture, but I just want them to be the best that they can be, and they don't care about that.
They don't. No, you're absolutely right.
They do not care. So, like, I think it's warranted. Like, I'm being realistic. They can do such good things. I don't have that, like, Logan type feel for it where it's lots of nostalgia and,
Like, Nintendo
reminiscent
can
and
do no
awesome,
wrong.
No, but, like, and you feel that love all the time, no matter, like, what. I see what's wrong, and I
Yeah.
call it out.
Yeah.
I mean, but you could say that about any gaming company.
He's
I think Microsoft,
Sure.
Sony has their
And I do that with them,
issues,
too, but
EA.
Nintendo has been how many years of the same thing?
And that's true. They were like the first big like.
I don't know. I guess I see it. Like there definitely is. I don't doubt there. I know there's issues with Nintendo. I think Legends Arceus, for example, could have been polished a bit more. But like
We talked about
Lot.
that last week.
I think I don't know. I think they're more about gameplay than anything, and I think
A
it
certain
shows.
type of gameplay.
If that were the case, their games would be more polished.
Well, see,
Yeah,
if
they're not
that-
high quality gameplay.
I think-
They're about fun.
I think
They're
they're,
about fun.
incredibly like good about
No.
gameplay. Like I mean, look at Sony. Like I love what Sony's doing with their games, but a lot of their like IPs fall into the same genre of games. Like Last
And
of
Nintendo
Us.
doesn't.
No,
Are you joking?
Zelda.
I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this.
I'm getting into this. I want to see this.
So my point with like Sony is like Uncharted and like even like the new God of War. They all kind of fall into this story-driven like more
story-driven
pathways.
Okay.
But gameplay is so different
Last
between
of Us,
games.
like
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And
Sony is the one of the big three that does story-driven content most.
Yeah.
You know,
which and I'm not.
and that's why I think they're ahead.
Yeah, and I'm not dissing that at all. I love that stuff.
So I
think
also
all
agree
those
with
things
him
are
because
amazing.
he's saying like Nintendo's more family driven. Like it's a certain genre of just like it's more campy.
You have
kind of
you
gameplay.
have more
I understand
diversity
that.
with Nintendo IPs. You have Zelda, your open world kind of your traditional like open world adventure games. Then you have Mario, which is your partier games. With Mario Odyssey, it's kind of
And it always has been
open.
forever. All
yeah,
of those.
because that's what
Mario
those
Odyssey
are.
The thing
is
I'm not
the
talking
same
about that.
thing.
You could revamp everything and make all of that stuff, same stuff, look way better.
It's not
Make
just
it
the gameplay.
much smoother. Make everything better. They don't care about that, though, is what I'm saying.
See, I disagree.
And
I
they
think-
don't. If they did, they'd change it. They have the money.
But like, I think there's some games I do agree with that, but I think for the most part, like look at Odyssey. Like, how do you what's so bad? Like Odyssey looks amazing, and
But
the
it's
game.
the same
alright.
exact thing as Super Mario 64.
But you could say that about any franchise. Assassin's Creed, they changed their formula a little bit with.
No, I know.
Od-
I
with
love
the-
Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry, but they do not. No, I'm kidding. I love it. They don't. It's the same game, a different reskin, different time period.
Yeah.
But it's the exact same game every single time.
No, exactly. Like,
yeah.
Call
I
of
always
Duty.
crap on this.
Call of Duty. Like it's all like you can't just diss Nintendo for doing the same
They
thing with Mario. 'cause
Level
that's what
up
Mario is.
software and hardware throughout the ages, though. Nintendo does not.
I
will agree to this point. So Sony games, there's individual games which will branch off into different spectrums of genres.
I'm not
Okay?
talking genres.
Where Nintendo, which is where I agree with you, Nintendo really doesn't. It's just one kind of genre. It's the fun, happy, family play, and then it doesn't change from that. It's like it's too afraid to, I guess the word I'm thinking of is innovate.
Well, no, I would disagree with that because I think Nintendo is the innovative company out of the three.
I
Like,
don't.
I
no.
disagree
no,
too.
not at all.
I would have to disagree.
What? You're telling me
How
that
are they innovative?
they do things that okay, look at the Xbox and PlayStation. What have they done? They've done graphical enhancements for everything. That's all they do is they work on empowering their systems to be closer to PCs and just making them more powerful consoles. Nintendo does crazy stuff with their consoles. Yeah, the Switch isn't the most powerful thing, but
You're
it's
talking
a
about
handheld
consoles,
hybrid.
not games, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like
Sure,
but that
Switch.
stems into the
Cool.
games.
Yeah,
That's
that
why
was-
He's talking about the evolution of the systems.
that stems into the game. That's why their games aren't the best looking
this.
games because the innovation that they do with their consoles and their company as a whole is focused more on different gameplay experiences than the actual fidelity of a game.
Sure, I know, but that's a choice they make.
Yeah.
I'm saying that keeps them from getting where they can get sometimes. If they wanted to put buku money into things, they could make the Switch look really freaking good.
Yeah.
If they wanted to.
The fact that it's limited to
I'm not saying that'll be super cost effective or
900p?
whatever. They'd have to bump up their price a bit. But,
I
You know?
I agree, but you can say you can.
and battery life would be crazy for that then.
Oh, yeah.
Because you would have to play at a higher
You would have
level.
to definitely
It'd be
make
terrible.
the.
I say you can
the
make the
Switch
exact
thicker.
same. You can make the exact same argument for Xbox or PlayStation.
Xbox or PlayStation. What I'm saying is though, and I'm not. It just graphics are everything, guy. That's not me. You know this.
Yeah, I agree. Gameplay is more.
But they change with the times. They level up.
Yeah.
yeah,
And what I'm saying, I'm not even talking about genres. I'm not talking about games like that. I'm talking about overall that kind of staying with the times. Nintendo, that's not their focus. That's what I'm saying.
If I remember
They
wanna
correctly,
stay to one time period
someone at
almost.
Nintendo said that the Switch is only halfway through its life cycle, and it's
Yeah.
been out a long time already.
How long has it been out? Since 12?
2017.
Oh wow, I'm
It's
way
been
off.
out for
Okay.
5 years.
Well, that's what
though.
they do though. They
milk it for all
ring
it's worth.
ring
yeah.
it through.
Yeah, but if
which
it's
is
already been
good
out
business.
for 5 years and they're gonna,
And they can do that because Nintendo has the fan base that loves it.
yeah.
Like it works. That's a perfect business model for them.
Oh yeah,
You're
'cause
just
they don't have to
saying,
innovate.
I want more.
Yeah.
You know?
But they're not worried about what
No, they
what
don't
consumers
care.
want.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
Going back to the main
It's a
thing,
cultural
they
thing.
don't innovate. That's why it's they.
It
They've
depends on
milked us out for
what
10
you're
years.
saying. Innovation.
I highly
Sure,
disagree with
yes,
that,
they
but-
innovate in Logan's sense. What he's saying, the console and everything, gaming experience. In Jordan's sense of innovation, they do not innovate because they don't. That's not their focus. Like Microsoft or Sony, you know, sticking with super high quality gameplay, graphics, and you know, just how smooth the gameplay is.
They keep
how
raising
it
the
looks.
bar.
They raise the
Nintendo
bar every
keeps it.
year.
Yeah.
They try to.
But they
That's not
don't-
the focus of Nintendo.
Yeah.
They don't really care about that, which is fine. It's just me personally, as a fan, would like more
Yeah.
because they have such cool stuff
Yeah.
that
What-
it could just be crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say that no matter what Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation does, they're gonna
So weird.
Dogs
Someone's dying outside.
yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Dogs are barking.
All I hear is "Arr."
That's Bandit. That's Bandit barking.
But would it be fair to say that PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, no matter they're gonna please some audiences,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
they're gonna
they do
they're gonna
everything
they're gonna
perfectly.
piss off others. And
If
and
there's
sometimes
one who does it well with just knowing their audience, is
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Microsoft
how is
a dumpster fire.
so when it
for
comes
fans.
to Nintendo, how good is the content? Which is
That's
just go
purely-
on a general.
That's purely
Subjective.
Subjective.
Okay.
Dan and me disagree on a lot of things about that, and I would say, the complete opposite probably what Dan is saying in some way,
that's fine.
which is fine. But yeah, I think that comes down.
That's
to just
purely
opinion.
subjective.
Yeah, purely opinion.
Nintendo
But
knows their audience. They have the same audience who, I don't want to say doesn't hold them to a certain standard, but doesn't always ask,
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
amount, which is fine. They love what they love,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they do it well.
yeah,
Microsoft is, that's a dumpster fire if you've ever seen one.
Although, okay, so Microsoft though, I actually have been liking what they've been doing a lot recently.
Like
and I know
what?
What?
Yeah,
What have
they
they
bought-
been doing?
They bought
What?
Bethesda.
No
They
kidding.
bought
No, they-
Bethesda.
They bought studios.
just because I mean,
Well,
with the way that they're
Activision.
implementing things because I'm a PC guy. With the way they're
Sure.
implementing things with PC,
Well, they
I
own PC, yeah.
with Game Pass and the way that all their games are coming out to that, and then you get the fact that they're getting all these new developers, the studios that they're buying, and they're getting these IPs that they're going to be able to work with and make their own things. And they were even talking about bringing back Guitar Hero. Like, for the love of God, I love Guitar
Oh,
Hero.
I
Rock Band.
absolutely love Guitar
They-
Hero.
Phil Spencer has said that there's a lot of IPs from Activision that we want to bring back. He was listing off, and he said Guitar Hero was one of those. And I'm like, if they bring back Guitar Hero, dude, I'm sold. Like, I'm sorry, but that.
Yeah, they tried to, and it didn't work.
Well, that's because they
Rhythm game's
screwed
gonna
that
die.
up, dude. I love Rock
And
Band.
I don't know
though.
why my phone just freaking. I hate this phone.
I think kind of getting back, bringing it
I'm
back.
looking off.
Direct.
I'm looking off your
the
phone.
Nintendo
That's okay.
Direct.
Yes.
Just some things that we haven't talked about that were
Okay,
shown.
just
Or
ignore it.
it started off with Fire Emblem
one step.
Warriors. I'm
Don't please.
not personally. I'm not a huge Fire Emblem guy,
It's a reskin of
but it's
all the other Warriors games.
yeah. But it's cool to see. It's in the same. It's kind of like the same thing they did with Age of Calamity. It's in that same universe, and so it's going to continue the Three Houses story, which I've heard is a good game. So
Play it.
I'm excited.
That's
Yeah, I want to
the
play that one.
one
I just haven't got around to it.
thing that made me get a Switch, to be
Yeah.
honest. So
Yeah,
play it.
so that looks cool. Kirby looks awesome. I think it's something the Kirby franchise really needs is this jump to 3D. I'm just really surprised it took this long, but I think it's gonna be cool.
It's Nintendo. They take their time.
It gives me very Mario Galaxy vibes, Mario 3D World vibes, just kind of more open world level design, but it's still linear levels. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, Mario Super Strikers or what is it? Strikers Battle League? Yeah. That looks awesome. I'm super excited for that. I think I don't know. I think that's a sports franchise that is going to do really well on the Switch. I think it's one that people wanted for a while. I really love the original on the GameCube. The Wii one is I've been playing that a little bit with Trevor, and I'm not a huge fan of that one so far. I think it's overly hard and it's a little bit too gimmicky in some ways, but I mean it's a Wii game, so it makes sense.
I think this one's going to be just as gimmicky.
No, I think this one's gonna.
It looks pretty gimmicky.
This one looks more closer to the original.
Sure.
Like their ultimate moves only give you 2 shots. Like in the Wii, like the whole thing of the Wii is you shoot the ball, and like do your ultimate shot or whatever. I can't remember what they're called, but like you do it and you have to. If you're playing another person, they'd have to like point the Wii remote and like block the balls, and they have like up to 6 shots. So you like literally get 6 goals in one, and it kind of got super ridiculous. Especially towards the end when you're doing like the final like tournament and stuff. But this one looks like it's more grounded like the original, and obviously you can't go be super grounded with a game like this, but like it's, you know, the highest you can get is 2 points in one, and it's the harder shot to get. So that looks super awesome. Super pumped for that. I'm really down for this whole thing of a new sports game coming out each June, because like last June we got golf. I haven't played that one yet, but I want to. And then
What's it called?
Mario Golf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
This is just the Switch
more,
sports
okay,
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
and
more
then,
simulation on the PlayStation.
No,
so,
and then
It's all
and then
about
the
volleyball,
previous
boy.
year was tennis was the previous year before that.
There was a Mario Tennis
that was
that came
Yeah.
out?
no, that was a phenomenal game.
No,
love that.
I that's the one
I
I,
didn't
have.
know
I love
that.
that game.
Me and Sarah used to play that.
What?
We'll
So
have-
bowling, badminton, volleyball.
Well, see now they'd have to go. Well, I think next year if they continue doing this, it'd be Sluggers, because they had that series already.
Dude, I want Mario Baseball so bad.
Um,
I want that so bad.
and so that would probably be next because they have done that before. And then if they keep doing it past that, then it's gonna have to be new things because they.
I looked this up one time, not too long ago. It was like a couple months ago. I looked it up. The last Mario Baseball game was on the GameCube. They haven't had one since then. Also,
Yeah.
can you grab Chris's phone charger from the wall? It's plugged in over there,
My phone is having
just
issues.
around the corner.
It's
Just,
like,
if you can grab it.
it's like 20 years old at this point. I was
It's
I was 2 years old when I got this phone.
Oh, really? That's pretty impressive, dude.
But I'm trying to think of other things that really stuck out to me. Oh, that Alive game, I think that's how you say it. That looks kind of interesting. Where it's like I like that whole 2D HD or HD 2D look that they've done, and it's an unreleased remake of a game that never came to the States, and it's like this. The idea of it's really interesting, where it's kind of like Octopath, where you beat like different characters, but it's like
different
throughout
stories,
time.
yeah.
Like you can do the prehistoric one, and then you go all the way to like super futuristic like space travel stuff. I think that's really cool, and I'm kind of interested in that game. Other than that, Triangle Strategy.
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Cross.
Chrono Cross, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a Chrono like series guy. I've not played those. I've heard amazing things about them. I want to play Chrono Trigger at some point, but Chrono Cross I know a lot of people like, and it looks really cool. It gives me very like PS1 JRPG vibes, like
That's what it was,
which is
pretty much.
what it is. But it feels a lot like the Final Fantasy VIII, like I would play.
Kinda, yeah.
So
You have a lot of apps.
We need to play that again.
we need to play that again.
This weekend.
What else? Oh, Triangle Strategies. That looks pretty cool. It's kind of in the same vein as Octopath, but it's instead of your traditional JRPG, it's a strategy-based game. Might pick that up. And then what? Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and get to it. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings, or Mother 1 is what I call it, on Switch, which I'm super pumped about. Those are games that need to get more attention. I think the Earthbound series is severely, underutilized by Nintendo, for actually notable reasons. It's really hard to get licensing for those games because of some of the choices they made in the creation of it. But I think and this is a theory, but I think we might finally get a release of Mother 3 at some point. It's definitely a big hope, but I think they're setting it up to be that way because they gave us 1 and 2, and I think if we once we get to the point where GBA is on this online service, which
Dude, I cannot wait.
100% guarantee that will happen at some point.
I want to replay Emerald on the big
They'll
TV.
take their time, though. It'll be a while.
It's gonna be a
it's
while,
gonna
but
be
I
a
think it's gonna happen, and I think when it does, we might finally get Mother 3 because it's been a meme for years. Like, and they know it. They know we want Mother 3 because Reggie's made comments about it several times when he was working for Nintendo, and so I really hope that's the case. But I know that I know the reasons why that the game has not came out yet, and it makes sense. So excited for that. I've been playing Mother 1 on and off. And then ended with Xenoblade 3. That was another big one they showed.
Yeah.
Xenoblade, I'm not super into it. I have 1 and 2, and I'm not beating either one, but I played a good bit of both of them. I would like to go back and finish both of them at some point before 3 comes out. But they're really cool franchises. They're like really massive open world RPGs that there's a lot to do, and really cool like world building and lore surrounded by. I like the voice acting's kind of cool. Like it's just a bunch of British voice actors, which is something you don't see a ton. And yeah, this one, from what Nintendo like describes it on their page, it's like a bridge between the two. Like it's, and I thought that as I watched the trailer, because like I haven't beat them, but I've played enough to understand. And it's like there's aspects of both worlds from 1 and 2 in it. And like the main character's sword he wields looks like a cross between the Monado and then or like the Aegis from 2. And so I'm really interested to see that. And see like how that builds the world more.
Interesting.
Just a heads up, it's been 30 minutes on this.
It's been 28 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 28 minutes.
Okay, 28, 30, same thing, right?
Sure.